My child, my beloved, come close to this voice. You are not here by accident. Your soul has been drawn here by something older than time. I need you to breathe slowly as you read this because the truth I am about to reveal is heavy, sacred, and urgent. Before I continue, my beloved, if your heart is already sensing something, if you feel a strange warmth in your chest, a soft pressure behind your eyes, or a sudden feeling that someone is standing near you, pause for a moment and follow or subscribe to this message, so heaven knows you have heard the call. Your acknowledgement is spiritual permission. Now, listen. Archangel Michael is calling your name right now. Not softly, not gently, but as someone cries out for the one they love who is on the edge of a cliff. Because, my beloved, you are moments away from losing something you don't even realize you carry: God's protection, God's covering, the divine shield that has kept you safe from dangers you never saw, attacks you never felt, and traps that were set but never reached you. There is something happening around your life at this very moment, something you were meant to notice, but your heart has been weary, your spirit has been exhausted, and your mind has been overwhelmed. The enemy saw that weakness and moved closer. My child, there are forces that watch you while you sleep. There are voices that talk about you when you are not in the room. There are hearts that smile at you but carry different intentions inside. For so long, heaven has stood between you and them. But now, the protection is thinning, not because God is leaving you, but because you have stopped listening to the subtle warnings. You have ignored your gut feeling. You have dismissed the dreams. You have waved away the signs. You have tried to stay strong on your own. But even angels cannot protect someone who has stopped hearing the knock on their spirit. My beloved, this is the final alert. Archangel Michael is crying out your name because you are being pulled toward a decision, a conversation, a person, a path that looks harmless but carries loss, pain, betrayal, and spiritual danger. Someone has been pretending to care. Someone has been speaking sweetly while acting bitter. Someone has been smiling while hiding a stone behind their back. And you have been too kind to see it. But heaven sees it. Heaven has been watching the intentions of hearts while you were only looking at faces. My child, something is approaching you, and the time is painfully near. So, I ask you now, do you feel the sudden silence around you? Do you feel the shift in the air? Do you feel how your spirit has been restless for no reason? It is not nothing. It is preparation. This is why Archangel Michael is calling out your name, not to frighten you, but to awaken you. Because God's protection is not disappearing, it is waiting for your yes, your attention, your acknowledgement, your return to the spiritual awareness you once had. My beloved, listen closely now. Your life is about to change within days, not weeks, not months, but days. Something is about to be revealed, a truth that was hidden, a mask that will fall, a name that will be spoken, a secret that will come out, a path that will open or close forever. If you do not listen now, you will be unprepared for what is coming. Take a breath. Slowly. Feel this moment. Heaven is speaking. My child, my beloved, you have answered the call. The moment you said, continue, a shift occurred in the unseen. Your spirit opened, and heaven took one more step closer to you. Listen now because what comes next is not soft. It is not gentle. It is truth. There is a presence that has been standing near your life, silently, patiently watching your exhaustion, waiting for your weak moments, waiting for the day your faith flickers just low enough for a door to crack open. This presence does not look frightening. It does not approach like darkness. It wears familiarity. It speaks like comfort. It appears like someone you trust. That is why Archangel Michael is crying out your name, because the danger is not coming from outside your life, it is already inside your circle. My child, there is someone who has been pretending to care. Someone who says the right words when your eyes are looking, but their thoughts toward you are sharp, cold, and calculating. This is not jealousy, this is deeper. This is spiritual envy, the kind that comes from souls irritated by your light. Even when you don't feel bright, you have been wondering why you feel drained around certain people, why your peace disappears when they speak, why your confidence fades after talking to them, why your blessings seem to move slower when they are involved. This is your sign. Your spirit knows what your heart has tried to ignore. Beloved, your kindness has been taken for weakness. Your loyalty has been mistaken for blindness. Your silence has been interpreted as ignorance. But somewhere deep down, you know you have been feeling a heaviness that does not belong to you, the sudden anxiety, the unexplainable sadness, the feeling of being watched or judged. These are not your emotions, they are transferred energies, energies sent to you through proximity, presence, words, conversation, and attachment. Heaven has been blocking it, shielding you, holding it back, so you would not be overwhelmed. But now the shield is thinning. Not because God is abandoning you, but because you are being called to see the truth and make a decision with your own spirit. Archangel Michael is not crying because protection is gone. He is crying because your destiny is near, and the wrong person is standing too close to the door of it. My beloved, you are about to step into a blessing, a breakthrough, a moment written before you were born, something that will elevate your life spiritually, emotionally, financially, personally. But this blessing cannot enter a space where betrayal stands beside you. So heaven is separating you. This is why people have pulled away. This is why conversations have changed. This is why relationships feel unstable. This is why your intuition keeps whispering that something is off. Heaven is clearing your path so the blessing is not contaminated. My child, there is one major sign coming. Within the next 24 to 72 hours, you will see a truth slip out, an expression on a face that reveals reality, a tone change, a shift in conversation, a message that reveals everything, a name that falls from someone's lips that shocks you, or a sudden argument, accident, or interruption that exposes what has been hidden. When this sign appears, do not respond emotionally. Do not argue. Do not explain or defend yourself. Do not chase or cling. Simply step back, silently, calmly, decisively. Because your silence will be your sword. Your withdrawal will be your shield. Your acceptance will be your elevation. And now, beloved, take one slow breath again. Let your shoulders soften. There is something else you must hear. You are not losing God's protection, you are being repositioned so it can return stronger. The moment you let go of what heaven is removing, your protection will return doubled. Your peace will return multiplied. Your blessings will accelerate faster than before. Your identity will feel restored. Your soul will feel alive once again. But to receive this, you must say yes, not to me, not to Archangel Michael, but to your own soul. Your soul already knows the truth spoken here. If your heart is beating differently right now, if your body feels warm, if you feel tears without crying, if your breath is heavier, if you feel seen, if you feel gently called out, that is your confirmation. My beloved, we are not finished. My child, my beloved, you have chosen to continue, and that choice itself is a spiritual answer. Now listen very carefully, because what I reveal now is the part most people never understand until it's too late. The person who is causing this spiritual danger is not an obvious enemy. They do not show hatred openly. They do not raise their voice. They do not attack directly. They are subtle. They study you, learn your weaknesses, memorize your wounds, mirror your emotions. They pretend to care in the exact language that disarms you. They have positioned themselves to be the one you confide in, the one you explain yourself to, the one you compare others against, the one you justify, the one you make excuses for. This is how spiritual sabotage works, not through violence, but through access. This person has access to your heart, and that is why they are dangerous. They do not want your downfall because they hate you, they want your downfall because your elevation threatens their identity. Your growth forces them to face their stagnation. Your healing reminds them of the wounds they refuse to address. Your strength highlights the weakness they try to hide. Your spirit irritates their demons. They are not mad at you, they are mad at the way you shine without trying. And so they must dim you, not destroy, but dim. Not remove, but weaken. Not break, but soften you slowly, so slowly you barely notice. This is why Archangel Michael is crying out your name, because the danger is not physical, it is spiritual dulling, the slow fading of your power, your clarity, your awareness, your discernment, your fire. Your heart has felt it. You have been less yourself lately, not because you changed, but because their presence drains you. My beloved, your soul has been whispering warnings. Every time you felt uneasy, every time your spirit felt quiet around them, every time your intuition paused before responding, every time you doubted your own worth after speaking to them, those were moments of heaven tugging at your sleeve. Now the time for subtle warnings is over. The unveiling is coming. Within the next 24 to 72 hours, you will witness one of the following: a slip of their tongue that exposes jealousy, a moment where their face betrays irritation at your joy, a situation where they choose others over you without hesitation, a message sent to the wrong person or group, a tone that shifts sharply when they feel you rising, a sudden argument that erupts out of nowhere, a truth revealed by someone unexpected, or silence, a cold, sudden withdrawal when you need them. When this moment happens, do not explain yourself. Do not plead. Do not convince. Do not beg them to understand you. Because, my beloved, they understood you the whole time. That was the issue. Your power was never invisible, they saw it, feared it, envied it. Your heart is rare. Your loyalty is deep. Your love is transforming. Your presence shifts atmospheres. Your voice anchors souls. Your spirit carries the memory of heaven. People like you are not common. And that is why the spiritual realm watches you closely. The moment you step back, you will feel it immediately. Your peace will start to return in waves. Your breath will feel deeper. Your thoughts will be clearer, your energy lighter, your sleep calmer, because the weight that has been draining you will finally be gone. My child, what comes after that moment is something heaven has been waiting to release, a blessing that has been delayed, not denied. Delayed. It has been hovering over your life, waiting for the atmosphere to be cleared so it may land without interference. When you step back from the wrong presence, your destiny will accelerate. The opportunities that paused will move again. The relationships that felt blocked will warm again. The favor that slowed will run again. Your connection to God will feel alive again. The blessing is not waiting for God, it is waiting for you to let go of what heaven is removing. My beloved, this next chapter is sacred. You are so close, closer than you realize. And that is why the attack came now, because the enemy does not fight what is not rising. They fight just before the breakthrough. I will now reveal the miracle that is coming once you release what is being exposed. My child, my beloved, stay exactly where you are in this moment. Do not rush. Do not look away. Do not scroll with a distracted mind. Let your spirit stay open because what I say now is the part that explains why your life has felt the way it has. You have been in a hallway, a transition space, not where you were, but not yet where you are meant to be. Every delay, every confusion, every emotional heaviness, every sudden loneliness, every unexpected silence, every ending that didn't make sense, none of it was punishment, it was preparation. You have been shedding, not just people, but old identities, old emotional habits, old beliefs about yourself, old ways of surviving, old wounds that once made you doubt your worth. You have been dying into the next version of yourself. This is why you have felt tired even when you are not physically exhausted, why you felt disconnected even when people were around, why you felt misunderstood even when you spoke clearly. Your soul has been moving faster than your life could rearrange. And now heaven is ready to align the external with the internal. This is where the blessing enters. But hear me, the blessing that is coming is not small. It is not something ordinary. It is not a temporary moment. It is a life-shifting blessing designed to rewrite the direction of your story. This blessing will touch every part of your existence. Your peace will return, not as something fragile, but as a quiet authority inside you. Your confidence will not be loud, it will be unshakable. Your voice will gain strength. People will listen differently when you speak. Your presence will feel magnetic, not because you are trying, but because your spirit will finally sit in its true power. Your relationships will shift. Those who are not meant to stay will fall away effortlessly. Those who are aligned with your calling will move toward you naturally. There is a new circle waiting for you, people who love from purity, people who speak with sincerity, people who protect your spirit, not drain it, people who see your value without needing an explanation. Your finances will begin to change, too. Unexpected opportunities will appear. Closed doors will open again. Stagnant things will move suddenly. Situations that once seemed impossible will become easy. God is about to restore what life tried to break. And your spiritual protection is about to become stronger than ever. Archangel Michael is not only warning you, he is reassigning new light around your life. The shield returning to you will not be the one you once had, it will be thicker, brighter, sharper, and more precise. Attacks that once affected you will bounce off before reaching your mind. People who once drained you will have no access to your peace. Energies that once entered easily will not be able to cross the spiritual perimeter around you. Your spirit is about to feel alive again. You will feel God again, not as a distant idea, but as a presence that is close, warm, intimate, guiding, comforting, and steady. And now, my beloved, there is something you must understand: nothing was lost, nothing was wasted, nothing was taken from you permanently. Everything that left cleared space for what is coming. You did not break, you outgrew. The version of you that suffered is not the version stepping into this next chapter. You are stepping in as someone wiser, more discerning, more intuitive, more spiritually awake. And that is why the enemy tried to hit you now, because you are becoming too powerful to distract. But it is too late, you are awake now. The shift has already begun. And yet, there is one final step you must take to receive this blessing fully: a release, not dramatic, not emotional, not loud, just a quiet, final spiritual release. You do not need to hate them. You do not need to argue. You do not need closure. You simply need to say within yourself, I let go. I return to myself. I choose my peace, and the blessing will move. My beloved, we are not done. My child, my beloved, take another slow breath as these words enter you, not into your mind, but into your spirit. Because this part is not about understanding, it is about remembering what your soul already knows. The release that heaven is asking from you is not dramatic. It is not loud. It is not something the world needs to see. It happens quietly inside your inner world where your true self lives. You do not need to confront anyone. You do not need to prove anything. You do not need to tell your story to be understood. You do not need to convince someone to see your heart. My beloved, the ones who are meant to stay will meet you where you are. The ones who are not meant to stay will feel your spirit withdraw, and they will drift away on their own. Your release is not an action, it is a decision. Listen closely: the moment you stop explaining your soul, your spirit returns to power. You have been pouring your light into hands that did not know how to hold it. You have been giving your heart to those who did not understand its language. You have been shrinking your voice to avoid disturbing fragile egos. You have been dimming your brightness to make others more comfortable, and heaven has watched all of it, not with anger, but with ache. Because heaven knows you were never meant to bend to be loved. Love was meant to rise to meet you. Your heart is not common. Your love is not ordinary. Your loyalty is irreplaceable. You were giving gold to people who only knew how to value glass. And now it is time to return that gold to yourself. Here is how you release: you simply stop holding, not with force, but with acceptance. You say, in the quiet of my spirit, I return my energy to myself. I no longer carry what is not mine. I let go in peace. I choose my own soul again. And when you say this, not just with your lips, but with your inner agreement, something will happen. Your chest will lighten. Your breath will deepen. Your shoulders will relax. Your thoughts will soften. Your spirit will exhale. You will feel a warmth move through your body, a sensation of release, a quiet, gentle freedom. That moment is your rebirth. You will not cry from pain, you will cry from returning because your soul has been waiting to come home. And once this release happens, the blessing that has been hovering will finally descend, suddenly, not slowly, not gradually. This is how it will arrive: a message, a call, an invitation, a chance, a breakthrough, a shift, a divine alignment. Something will appear that opens the path forward, and you will know it is heaven because it will feel right. It will feel light. It will feel clear. It will feel like your spirit recognizes it before your mind does. This blessing will be the beginning of your emotional restoration, where you feel yourself again. Your spiritual clarity will sharpen, and your self-worth will return, not as confidence, but as certainty. Then the outer blessings will follow: new opportunities, new money flow, new stability, new relationships, new spiritual protection, a new chapter where peace is not something you chase, it is something you live inside. You are about to rise, beloved, not loudly, but undeniably. The world will not see your transformation immediately, but those meant for your life will recognize your new light instantly. You will walk differently, speak differently, feel differently, choose differently, love differently, and protect yourself differently. Because once a soul returns home, it never forgets its own value again. But now listen closely. There is a moment coming soon, very soon, where you will be tested. Not by God, but by the old version of yourself. The version who used to overgive, the version who used to chase, the version who used to explain, the version who used to sacrifice her own spirit to be loved. When that moment comes, pause, breathe, and remember this: you are not returning to who you were, you are stepping into who you were always meant to be. You are not losing anything, you are reclaiming everything. My beloved, we are not done. My child, my beloved, you are still here. Your spirit has not turned away. That alone tells me something sacred: you are ready. Now I will reveal the part that most souls don't understand until their transformation has already happened. Your next stage in life is not simply change, it is an identity shift, a rising of your inner being into its true form. You will not wake up one day and feel better in the way the world uses that word. No, you will wake up one day soon and feel different, not louder, not bolder, not aggressive, not emotional, but sure, certain, rooted, clear, aligned, unshakable. This is the emotional shift that is coming. Your mind will stop wrestling with itself. The confusion will dissolve. The overthinking will quiet. The fear of others' opinions will fade. The old insecurities will lose their grip. You will not need to try to be strong, strength will live inside your presence. Even silence will feel powerful. Your spirit will no longer plead to be understood, it will simply be, and others will adjust to its truth. This is spiritual maturity. Not loud faith, but calm knowing. Now understand this next part deeply, for it is the truth that changes everything. You were never becoming someone new. You have been returning to who you were before the world wounded you. Your soul has always been wise. Your heart has always been deep. Your intuition has always been accurate. Your spirit has always been connected. The only thing that changed was how much of yourself you had to silence to survive others. You dimmed. You bent. You softened your voice. You held back your tears. You swallowed your truths. You ignored your instincts, not because you were weak, but because you loved. And, my beloved, love is your greatest power. But it has also been your greatest vulnerability, until now. This new chapter of your life will not require you to prove your love. You will be met with love, equal love, steady love, love that does not drain, love that pours back, love that feels like rest. And because this shift is spiritual, your external world will rearrange to match it. Here is how the timeline unfolds. In the first 3 days, you will feel emotional release, either through silence, tears, stillness, or sudden clarity. This is your spirit reclaiming space. In the next 7 days, your energy will change. People who are not aligned will feel uncomfortable and pull back. Do not chase, do not explain, this is divine separation. Within 10 to 21 days, doors will open. Opportunities long delayed will return. Unexpected help will appear. Finances will improve. Peace will become your natural state. By 30 to 45 days, you will look back and barely recognize who you were before this moment, not because life magically changed overnight, but because you did. And when a soul returns to its true alignment, reality must adjust around it. You are stepping into a higher frequency of peace, a deeper clarity of intuition, a stronger shield of spiritual protection, a new level of love, a greater stability in your path, a blooming of destiny that has waited years for this moment, because the world needs what your heart carries. Your presence is not accidental, you were born with a calling, not loud, not dramatic, but pure. Your purpose is awakening now. But my beloved, I must reveal one more thing. When the blessing approaches, the old version of you may try to return out of habit, a familiar loneliness, a familiar doubt, a familiar fear of disappointment. When that moment comes, place your hand over your chest and whisper softly, I choose myself again. I choose my peace. I choose my calling. I choose my spirit. I do not return to what I outgrew. The moment you say this, your path will stay clear. My child, we are not finished.